sensational stuff.
Fantastic!
What a strike. Incredible strike.
And the Italian fans are loving him.
Hey, what's up guys? Dylan Johnson from Soccermag.com here, and we are back for another show, or another Euro show. This week we are taking a look at the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. And I'm joined once again by Paolo Bersella. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
So just to start things off pretty quickly, what did you think? What was your biggest, your biggest take from the round of 16? Who was your best performer? Who was your biggest disappointment?
My biggest take from the round of 16 is that obviously now we're in the knockouts and it's everything to play for. You lose, you go home. You win, you advance. And, we got our first taste of a bit of extra time in the England game and extra time and penalties in the Portugal game. So in the same breath, we're now seeing underdogs prevail, like the Swiss, like Turkey. That was always going to be
England.
Yeah. England favorites, more, I don't know if you saw that stat, more favorites than anyone at the Euros.
So I think the top 3 or top 4 favorites were England first, France and Portugal.
Right.
And all 3 of those teams have probably, you're looking at the 8 that are there now, performed the worst out of the 8. Definitely worse than Switzerland. Definitely worse than Spain and Germany.
100%.
Probably only Turkey that you could say that they've performed better than overall.
Yeah.
But Turkey didn't do too badly against Austria.
Not at all. And to answer your question, top performer and
worst performer.
Worst performer, yeah.
Or biggest upset.
Biggest upset. We'll go with worst performer, I would say. Worst performer, definitely Italy. 100%. I'm not even beating around the bush here. It was just a poor performance. Didn't pitch up on the day, and Switzerland were just extremely dominant. Full stop. No comment further.
I think we can leave it at that.
Yeah. Best performer, Spain, of course. They were just dominant. Although they played Georgia, obviously we chatted about it last episode, were extremely fiery and riding off of that success against Portugal and being the newcomers in this tournament. I think they put up a good showing going 1-0 up, and then Spain's dominance and pressure, the build-up of their pressure was just imminent. It was just almost inevitable, as you would say.
And I think we spoke off camera about it. Just the difference between Spain's match versus Georgia and Portugal's. To defend Portugal, that match meant nothing. But still the fact that when they went 1-0 down, there was none of that inevitability that Portugal are going to get back into this game. Whereas Spain went 1-0 down, and not for a second you were worried that there was going to be an upset.
Right.
No disrespect to Georgia, but Spain was so dominant. Rodri is just the most ridiculous player, I think. I would say if he wasn't a defensive midfielder, Ballon d'Or guaranteed.
I think he should win the Ballon d'Or over anyone nowadays.
His general, his influence on games is you cannot actually even put to words how important he is for Man City. When he doesn't play for Man City, they lose.
Right. When
he plays for Spain, they are such a good team, and just his role in that team is just...
They are forced to be reckoned with Spain.
Yeah. And I think Rodri's a huge part of that.
They are now the favourites, 100% the favourites. And I can see them going all the way to the final, even though they've got the toughest route, which we will go on about a bit later. Also, I think quite underwhelming in the round of 16 was Austria. I feel they were dominant in that game against Turkey. It was a big shock for me that Turkey went through with
considering the group they topped to go out against Turkey, who, if I'm not mistaken, lost 3-0 to Portugal. Was it
3-0 to Portugal?
It's a bit strange.
And they were very, very suspect against Czech Republic, even though they won that match.
And against Georgia, that was on a knife's edge.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a really strange thing that Turkey, you could have argued, they were probably the worst in their group. And now they're in the quarterfinals.
Interesting.
And they're playing the Netherlands. You know,
Yeah.
like
I think they've just got rid of all their old players and part of that like toxic Turkish football culture. I don't even know if I don't even know if it was like that. Just assuming because
well, they just did terribly in the last year.
They just perform so well. They perform so well in the knockout stages if they get there. You see in Euro 2008, Euro 2004, historically, you know, with like the likes of Hamid Altintop.
This far since 2008.
Yeah, yeah, they did. They made it to a quarterfinal in 2008, but I think they were on like the favorable side of the draw as well.
And they are now again as well.
Yeah, they are, and it gives them a possibility to reach the quarterfinals. But I think here on out, it's going to be the toughest task and the toughest ask for them to go into the semi-finals, especially against a Dutch side who has come off a flippin' rampant win.
They look like they've reached.
Yeah.
Like they've put it up a gear now. Yeah. Gakpo's playing really well. Marlon's playing really well. Xavi Simons obviously is playing well.
Just the impact of the bench from Marlon. You know, I mean, he has one game and everyone, obviously you'll rave about the player that scores 2 goals. That is now nearly the top scorer in the Euros.
Yeah.
But I think one of the underperformers or unrecognized players, not even underperformers, unrecognized players in that Dutch team is Denzel Dumfries. The work he does off the ball.
I mean, he's keeping Frimpong out,
Yeah.
who you would have said with Leverkusen the best wing back in the world. So, you know, Dumfries, I think, in that Dutch team in the last years as well, whenever he plays for them, you can see, like, he's literally a right wing.
He's the all-round fullback. He's got top quality, defensive qualities,
He's
and a huge
physically
threat.
a beast.
Like physical presence, amazing. Gakpo has just, you know, when he comes to tournaments like this, World Cup 2022, he got 3 goals. Now he's on 3 goals and 1 assist in the Euros. He just steps it up a notch. You know, his tournament football is his tournament. It's his not his tournament, but
His strength.
It's his strength. Yeah, it's he shows up in tournament football.
In moments, he's good in moment. Like, he's a moments player, it
Yeah.
seems.
And in saying that, you don't really want that in a player.
You don't want that for a 38-game season.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want that in a player.
Tournament.
You want that consistently. And I feel like he will kick on into the new season. You know, he's experienced enough now. He's not a youngster anymore, just coming onto the scene like he was in the World Cup.
Yeah.
You know, he's now a known goal scorer.
Yeah,
he's a known threat. He's a known dribbler. He's got all aspects about him. I mean, the goal that Donyal Marlon scored, that he assisted. Oh my goodness. Dragushin put a shoulder in on him, thinking he was just going to topple over.
But he's a big guy. He's like 6'2" or 6'3". Like,
Dragushin thought that the job was done. So he laid off of him, thinking he was going to usher him out and he was going to trip over his feet. And then he just gets the toe on it. Gakpo. Nice little touch in and a touch out 45 to Donyal Marlon. Just was beautiful. Beautiful goal.
So I think before we get too distracted, we're going to go through the first quarterfinal game, which is Friday.
Yeah.
We are filming this on a Thursday, so we will probably say tomorrow a lot.
Yeah.
But we mean Friday.
Yes.
So at 6 p.m. it is Germany versus Spain.
Yeah.
I think everyone watching the tournament so far wishes this was the final. This is, I think, will be dubbed the final. Whoever wins this game will not only be favourite, but should win the tournament.
Yes.
Because both 2 top scorers in the competition, 2 of the best defences.
Yes.
I mean, Spain have only conceded 1 own goal this whole tournament. Germany have conceded 1 own goal and 1 goal from open play.
Right.
These are the 2 best teams at the tournament. I don't think anyone can argue. How do you see this going without going too far into prediction yet? How do you see this playing out?
I feel like there are, even though there are 2 dominant forces, and you feel like it will be at a knife edge, the match, I feel like they will have 5 to 10 minute, maybe not 10 minute, but a good few minute spells of possession each, trying to knock on the door. I feel like Spain, even in the home the home ground of Germany will dominate the game. But I could be completely wrong. It might even be a end-to-end game, a counter-attack game.
I think
where
end-to-end will suit Germany.
100%.
So that's what Germany wants. They want an unstructured, chaotic game where Spain, to win, need to dominate. Like, they need to control the game. They need to have 60+% possession, I think.
Yeah. I don't think it will be like that at the end come full time. I think it will be more like 51-49. I can't say who in favor of, obviously the winner, whoever that is. But I feel it's too hard to even call. It's too difficult to even.
Statistically, they're basically exactly the same.
And I think they've got the best midfield trios in the competition, both teams. You know, with the likes of Gundogan, Musiala, Robert Andrich, Cruz. And then Spain have got Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, and Pedri. They're both different style of play. But that's what makes it fun. It's like the Man City and Liverpool. It's like the Inter Milan, AC Milan. It's like the Real Madrid, Barcelona. It's this type of game in European football at this moment in time. Young, quick, energetic players like Musiala, Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal. And then you've got ruthless strikers, Havertz, Morata. In the past, you wouldn't have called them ruthless, but nowadays they're hitting form and they're banging.
Compared to the other strikers in this competition, they have been ruthless.
They have been ruthless, you know, compared to the who's underperformed.
Mbappe, Kane,
Ronaldo, yeah, the top three. Soccermag.
The most expensive players on fantasy have done nothing. Yeah.
And we continue to put them in our fantasy. Just because of sheer loyalty.
Eventually, they will do it.
Through sheer loyalty.
When they're the only strikers left in the competition, it will pay off.
Yeah, 100%. I feel that it's just gonna tell 1-goal game.
Do you think so?
I think it's gonna be a 1-goal game.
Like a 1-0 or 1 goal between the teams?
1 goal between the teams. Okay. I can't even say 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. It might even be a 3-2. It might even be a 0-0, and then 1-0 in the 120th minute of extra time. Who knows? I'm so bad at predictions. I'm not even going to lodge my prediction. I'm going to do my best on the fantasy app, but hey, we'll see. And yourself, what do you think?
I agree with what you're saying. I think that, you know, the strength of both teams is almost like the weakness of the other. You know, Germany, I feel like they could, if they were to have 35% possession, they can handle that. But because Spain have been so good at stopping teams, counter-attacking them, they've been so high up and choking teams that every time they lose the ball, they win it back straight away.
Right.
Germany need those, I feel like they need those transition attacks, you know. And I think that, I think that they'll need those transitions. And if Spain can get a foothold, you know, dominate the game, control possession, and kind of suffocate Germany, because I don't think their threat in behind is... I know it's Sane, but Sane has been super on and off.
Yeah.
You know, looking at his form for Bayern, he's not the goal-scoring threat he used to be.
And you can see Nagelsmann is tinkering with his squad a bit. You know, Sane has come
almost
in.
changed his starting lineup every single
He changed
game,
his left side. He put Sane in, put David Raum in from Mittelstadt. He stuck with... he had to put in Schlotterbeck because Tau was suspended. And Schlotterbeck has been unbelievable when he's coming. You know, that assist to Musiala.
Yeah.
Flipping all. Amazing.
I think an interesting one will be Williams and Yamal against the wing backs of Germany.
Yeah. And I feel he'll start Raum there just because he's a bit more his pace and his presence, his strength off the ball.
And I think Yamal, for all his skill and like his ability, he might struggle with that physical. Well, he is at the end of the day only 16 years old and he hasn't filled out.
Yeah.
I think Nico 100%. Williams might do a bit better because he's...
Especially on Joshua Kimmich on that side.
I think Kimmich can be exposed in that fullback area. I think when we watched... Was it Real Madrid versus Bayern? I think in the semis, like Vinny Jr. and Kimmich was like...
It's going to be a battle because Kimmich has that mentality where he's going to chase after you.
He won't you can get past him. He won't let you go,
Yeah.
but you can get past him. You know,
So,
I
yeah.
think. But I think that'll be the interesting battle if the fullbacks get isolated too much out wide. I think that
Look,
could be.
I
difficult
would
for
expect
Germany.
I would expect the wingers to come double up on Nico Williams and Yamal. So whoever's on the wing, Sane or Musiala, Wirtz or Musiala, they're gonna come back and double up. And you never know. They've set up in a way, Germany, where they've got two in midfield. The 4-2-3-1 is the perfect formation to launch counter-attacks and transition from defense to attack. So they've set up in a way which promotes that. So you're right in saying that. I feel like it will be something like that, and they could catch them on like almost like a quick break if Spain lose possession in the middle. And it's going to be somewhat of a midfield battle as well, you know, trying to man mark Spain's midfield, understand and try and contain those rotations with Fabian Ruiz and Pedri.
I think also putting Rodri under pressure because he's literally sits we watched highlights before and sitting at the edge of the box against Georgia and just tinking it like get bang. He's like
distribute,
he's
receive
the conductor.
back.
He is the conductor. He does everything. Goes through Rodri.
100%.
And if you can stop Rodri getting the ball, even though that's like no one's ever been able to do it, that'll be the key. If you can put pressure, even though he doesn't feel pressure and he's Rodri, that's will be, I think. Don't let him sit in those pockets at the edge of the box and just ping cross balls, do little dinks over, pass into the box.
I feel like we talking about Rodri, how we would talk about Messi in that 2011 Barcelona side. But it's true because it's so difficult to get the ball off Rodri nowadays. It's so difficult to...
We're not saying that Rodri's as good as Messi, just as like a disclaimer.
Totally different player.
Yeah.
It's like you can compare Rodri to Busquets.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to get historically it's so difficult to get the ball off Busquets. And it's similarly in today's day and age, it's the regen of Busquets, Rodri. So it's, we'll just see how the game plays out. But I think that's enough talk. Let's move on to
for my scoreline to put in a prediction, I'm going to go for 2-2, end of extra time.
Penalties.
Then I'm going to go, I think, Germany on penalties, just because even though I think either way cannot really split the difference between each team, that's just what I'm going for.
Any German viewers are going to be shaking your hand right now. I'm going to go Spain, even though I do despise them for beating Italy in the group stage. I just think they are being of sane mind. You have to go with someone have to go with Spain.
Yeah, I think you just go for Spain just because, and then I'll go for Germany just because, and then we'll just cover all the bases.
100%.
Next up, we have on paper, this should have been like you would have said the final. It's almost
even a semi-final.
Opposite, the opposite of this Spain-Germany, where if you had said before the tournament Portugal versus France in the quarters, you would have said that's the biggest game of the tournament. Watching the teams play, no, like we just said now, Spain versus Germany is the one to watch. Portugal versus France,
still one to watch though.
it is definitely still one to watch because of the talent, the individuals that are playing. But both teams, let's not get it twisted, have been very underwhelming.
100%.
And I think...
And because they'll meet either Germany or Spain.
Exactly.
One of them.
So, I think France... Before we get... What are your thoughts on Portugal? Let's say it's Portugal's game versus Slovenia. What are your thoughts on that?
Dominant on the ball. Chances created, lots of it. Just lacking the final product, as we've seen this tournament. Rushing a few chances, Ronaldo especially. You could see he was a bit angry.
What are your thoughts on Ronaldo's performance? There's been lots of chat about, being stingy with free kicks. Just overall, not his attitude. I wouldn't say his attitude. Ronaldo, I think...
He always has an attitude, and he has to.
But he always works
leader.
hard. It's not like he was being lazy.
Yeah.
But,
people probably call him a sissy for
just
crying.
Just the reflection of his, how he impacts his teammates. And do you think it was the right thing, even though I know he scored a penalty in the shootout, for him to stay on the whole time?
I think you need a leader in that moment to carry you across the finish line. All these youngsters, in that Portugal team look up to Ronaldo as the hero. You know, they grew up watching him at Manchester United, at Real Madrid, at Juventus, and some of these boys are younger than us. You know, they're 19, 20, 21 years old, and Ronaldo's 39. Much like we look up to Ronaldo as this iconic figure that gives us hope.
I mean, probably with someone like Conceição, like he was probably like a couple years old when Ronaldo was at Man United already, or maybe even leaving to Real Madrid already.
Yeah. So that in itself needs to be catered for as well. Martinez, as a coach, obviously I would feel that any coach in a team, coaching a team with Ronaldo in, you're going to feel a bit of hesitancy to take him off. But if he feels good, if you constantly check up with him during the game, and you can see that the coach can see that he's managing the game right and giving proper game time to others as well as Ronaldo. Obviously, you want to go win at all costs, you know. So you're going to keep your best players on for the whole game, and Ronaldo is one of, if not their best player, just because of his leadership qualities, his overall skill, ability, and just the way, just having Ronaldo on the pitch for an opposition. It's a mental,
as they say,
barrier.
His aura on the field.
Yeah.
He draws defenders towards him. You can't.
So he frees up
When
space for
Ronaldo's
the
there,
other players. Yeah.
You don't ignore him. I think Slovenia defended him really well. I can't remember the name of the centre back that was on him.
Durkasic.
He played really well against Ronaldo. He didn't give him a meter of space. Every time Ronaldo had the ball, it was on him. Every time there was a ball in the air, he won the header.
Yeah.
I think that kind of gives the blueprint on how to stop Ronaldo now.
Yeah.
But I also think it's one of those things where it's kind of a sign of where Ronaldo is currently in his career, that 5-6 years ago, Ronaldo,
he was the star
he
of the
scores goals, and there's no offense to, his name is
Durkasic.
Durkasic. No offense to him, but
he's the one who gave away the penalty, though, just saying.
But I'm saying, I'm not just saying his overall performance, but I'm saying it would take a lot more of a higher quality player to stop Ronaldo for 120 minutes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's because Ronaldo's game has now become a lot easier to defend, and that his movement isn't all over the place, and he wants to be, when a cross comes in, you know what to do.
Look, you don't want to give Ronaldo space. So you want to be just on his case the whole time. You don't want to give him space. You don't want to give him time on the ball to turn and unleash a shot, because you know his quality. His quality is around finishing. But also, his role in that team is to draw in defenders and distract from all the other components of what Portugal and how they play, of what Portugal has. You've got Bernardo Silva, who for Man City was a revelation.
And now
he's cooking. He's cooking for Portugal. He's just not putting the ball in the back of the net, or he's putting in the cross, but it's a little bit too far forward. And Ronaldo and Bruno are not getting on the end of it, So obviously we know where the goals can come from with Portugal is now it's just a moment of when is it going to hit the back of the net for them? That's the question. And it will come, hopefully
against
to
France.
Put them into the
semis.
They just need one, and they've got a foothold on the game. But with France's quality,
France is probably the exact same situation where you have someone like Mbappe. I know he was injured, but against Belgium, even though France, I think they had 20 shots.
Right.
Belgium are considerably worse than France.
Yeah.
Every team, France, 2 own goals and 1 penalty is, in 4 games they've scored 3 goals, 0 from open play. They're in a worse situation, in my opinion, than Portugal.
Yeah.
I think even though Portugal, you could say, have played easier teams.
Right.
France, I don't know. Where the goals are coming from. It should be Mbappe. But I don't know if France... I think this game is going to be, on paper, exciting but boring in reality, because I have a feeling that both teams, they can't score goals. And watch, now that I've said that, it'll be like 4-4 or something. But
Some crazy game.
crazy game. Mbappe will score a hat-trick, Ronaldo will score a hat-trick. It'll be like the World Cup final.
Yeah.
But
I hope it is like that.
Yeah,
I really do.
I just don't know where the goals are going to come from. Because, okay, France's defense has been
the
ridiculous.
best in the competition.
I think 3 clean sheets in a row. Or not in a row, but 3 clean sheets out of 4 games.
Yeah, they also use their fullbacks quite nicely. Kunde down the right.
Theo
Lots of crosses
Hernandez.
in. It's just the defenses they've come up against have been unbelievable. You know? Bar Belgium.
I mean, Austria and Netherlands, you can say, okay, you're not going to score a lot of goals against those teams.
Because they're just going to low block.
Exactly. And
8
that's
behind
like,
the
that's
ball.
like their strength.
8 behind the ball, 9
But-
behind the ball, you know?
I don't know. I just don't think... I think they've just been underwhelming.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure... I think both of these teams, I can't give you which team should go through.
They're going to want to target Pepe because of his pace.
Mbappe's going to sit on Pepe.
Yeah.
And
That's
just
what they're
try.
going to do.
That's what Šeško was doing. That's what I think every single team that has played Portugal has done.
Yeah.
I think was against Georgia as well. It was like, you know, late in the game, put Kvaradona on Pepe and see what happens. Like,
No. It's a mismatch there anyway, you know. Quality-wise, I mean, his awareness and reading the game,
he's
Pepe,
still
unbelievable.
a top tier defender.
Because of his awareness and how he reads the game. But,
Yeah.
you know, coming up against any 23-year-old youngster, any 24-year-old Mbappe-esque player,
Yeah.
you know,
He's going to have to be on the top of his game.
yeah.
0 mistakes.
It's just going to be interesting who France play up top. I don't know, maybe Griezmann in the 10. They'll have Tchouaméni and Kante.
Dembele will probably play again.
Dembele on the right. Thuram on the left, right? No, Mbappe on the left, and then
I
whoever
think
they're
that's
playing
like
up
been
top.
a pretty... It's kind of changed. I don't think they've
Who
figured out...
did they start up front against Belgium?
I think... Wait, we can cut this out. I'll check quickly. It was... Let's check here.
I think Thuram was on the bench, Mbappe up front, Dembele on the right.
Griezmann 10, Thuram and Mbappe strikers.
Okay.
But that's what it says on the thing, but it
Yeah.
could be like wingers.
Yeah, and whatever,
I guess we'll go back in now.
however they want to set up, however they manage to set up whatever DJ Deschamps does, will be the best formula for them to go and hit Portugal where they are weak. You know, penetrate their weak spots, and they'll target Pepe, they'll target Cancelo,
Yeah.
because Cancelo isn't too
I think we've
too
seen
dominant
in the past
defensively.
1 or 2 years that Cancelo's defensive side is like
Yeah.
great attacking, but he one-on-one, he
Yes.
makes bad mistakes. Was it Barca against PSG in the Champions League?
Yeah,
Giving away a stupid penalty for no reason, those
Yeah.
kind of things.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And Mbappe could profit
Yeah,
from
100%.
just a nice skill move, beat the player, go down in the box, penalty. I think it'll be something like that, a penalty to France. They win 1-0.
I mean, it would keep up the trend. Own goal, penalty, own goal. It's coming.
I think it's gonna be something like that, unless we have a World Cup final 4-4 or 3-3.
Yeah, literally. So what are you predicting? What score?
1-0. I think it will go into extra time and there'll be some sort of penalty, like we saw the Portugal-Slovenia game. It's going to be a penalty, but Mbappe will step up, and I don't think
So
Diogo
1-0
Costa.
France.
I don't think Diogo Costa will quite be the hero. And
Yeah, that
save
was
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
I think Oblak also deserves a shout out for his
Yeah,
over
100%.
those 120
Shout
minutes.
out Jan Oblak. Shout
And
out Diogo Costa.
That penalty save for Ronaldo
Wow.
was mad. Like
Crazy. Bro.
that was top his top left.
Yeah.
I've never seen a keeper save something like
But
that.
he got a hand to it and hit the post, onto the post. That's how hard it
'Cause,
was, dude. That's how hard it
Ronaldo
was.
did not do much wrong with
That
that
is
penalty
so
at all.
scary to see Ronaldo in front of you and be like, dude, this is going 130 miles per hour to my face, bro. And I'm going to step up and I'm going to save this, bro. Yo.
I agree with you. I also don't see this being a high scoring game. I'm also going to go with a 1-0 France, but I'm going to go within the 90. I think it'll be
Within
1-0
the
within the 90.
Okay.
Moving on next, we have England versus Switzerland, and we've also both said this is highest risk of an upset. Switzerland looking good, against Italy. I know it still hurts, it's a fresh wound, but
Very
they
fresh.
were the better team.
I'm currently mending the wound.
They were the better side, and I think England are still bailed out by Bellingham and Kane.
For real.
Did not play well.
And just
Same old story.
chucking on Ivan Toney, putting him into the mix, disruption.
Exactly. Yeah.
Chaos.
And England should win this game, like we said last week. England should win this game. They are better than Switzerland on paper, but it's just still the same problems are there.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
A lot of the ball, a lot of superstars, but no real threat. Bellingham bicycle kick, not a fluke, but
It was off a throw in.
yeah,
Flick on.
No,
bicycle.
there's no tactics involved in that. There's no superiority. That's just right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Harry Kane very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
And
know.
I feel like England are just riding off the right place at the right time. Tony right place, right
and
time.
I guess
flick
that is tournament football.
Yes,
But your luck runs out at some point, and you're gonna have to take control
I agree with
and
you.
actually, dominate a team, and show that you deserve to win. You can't. I mean, I guess Portugal at Euro 2016, they were never the better team, but they
Yeah.
got through.
Credit to Slovakia for actually going into the lead and holding them out for
Was-
95 minutes,
Yeah.
my bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just think with the quality, if I compare Euro 2016 to this competition, the quality of the teams left is so much better than then.
of course, yeah.
So
It'll be interesting
Yeah.
to see who they put in for suspended
will
Mark
they,
Gohi.
will they make, I think they'll probably go. I've seen rumors they're going to go Lewis Dunk.
Oh no!
Yeah, Lewis
Oh,
Dunk,
no.
Stones, maybe Konsa, and then
I think Konza more than
but apparently they might go back three. Yeah, it's the rumors, the English media. But I hope, no offense to Lewis Dunk,
I don't think Southgate
I don't think he would be the right
will
player
change
to
formation.
use.
I don't think he'll
Yeah.
change formation. Just the way, yeah. Look, I would if I was Southgate, and I don't want to say this because everyone does this. If I'm Southgate, I'll do this, but I'd just set up back four, two double pivots, two wingers, make them wingers, not mids. Just push them up. Kane, Bellingham to operate in the 10, or even drop Bellingham a bit into the 8 with
Let's
Rice.
go 4-3-3, a variation of 4-3-3.
Yeah, variation, and you can rotate your midfield options. So you have Bellingham, you have Rice, and you'll have Mainu, or you can have a mercurial player like Eze or Palmer in there, or even Foden in the 10. You can put Saka on the right and Anthony Gordon on the left, or Eze, and make them interchange positions. Have some
sort of
flexibility and fluidity about your play. Just don't be so rigid in your structure. Let them play football. Let them enjoy it. I don't because there's too much pressure on England right now to be the Euro winners, to be the World Cup winners they deserve to be, because every generation is a golden generation. Just let that pressure just fall away.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Switzerland have absolutely nothing to lose.
Nothing to
They
lose.
will
Dominant
go
performance
into-
against
go into-
Switzerland,
yeah.
against Italy.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
They'll go
yeah.
into this and they have nothing to lose. And I think that similar to Slovakia had nothing to lose, and they were seconds from pulling off the biggest upset.
But look at the quality Switzerland have.
They have a much better team than Slovakia. They have 10
times better.
Yeah, no, they have
Remo
a great
Freuler
team.
and Xhaka in the midfield.
Kanji.
Fabian
at the
Rieder on the left or right. They interchange fullbacks. Dan and Doy on the left or right. Abisha, a couple Bologna players in there. Remo Freuler, Abisha, Dan and Doy. Then you got the young Lukaku, Brill and Bolo. And I mean,
He's not too young anymore. I'm pretty sure he's 26 now or something.
he's 26, but he's
Younger
gives me
Lukaku,
Lukaku
yeah.
vibes, but a bit more quality. I feel a bit more but light, but a bit lighter, less stocky. You can see a mistake doesn't get to his head. He'll just keep going. Lukaku, a mistake gets to his head and he's just like, you know. Jan Sommer at the back, Akanji, Fabian Schär, and Rodriguez. That experience, like work rate, flip. You got all qualities of a defender: strength, tall presence, ball playing. You know, left footer, right footer, both feet. Akanji's left footed. I don't even know if he's left or right. Is he left or right? Don't even know.
He can definitely use both.
He can go into midfield, and they can build up in using the goalkeeper, and it just pushes so many more numbers forward. And then it pushes Freuler up. Xhaka can go a bit forward, but Xhaka's natural tendency is to drop into the 6-role and dictate. But it pushes Freuler. That's how he got his goal against Italy. He pushed up so high in the box, late run, lost his marker, and just quality. And I feel like they could cause an upset. I'm honestly saying, it might even go to penalties. Similar to
I think it
a
could go to
3-3
penalties.
when France got knocked out by Switzerland in the round of 16 last Euro. Could be something like that. Maybe like a 1-1 into penalties. Switzerland win on penalties. Jan Sommer. Bah.
I think I'm going to go 1-1.
Yeah.
But England to win on penalties, just because I think you have to go. I think England are going to make it to the semi-finals.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've said. I said at the beginning.
Yeah. Do you think they'll get knocked out in the semis?
I think Netherlands. Okay, before we get to the Netherlands,
Yeah.
I think if they face Netherlands, I think Netherlands could seriously do something.
Yeah.
I think it could be a Spain-Netherlands final, but before we get distracted by that.
Repeat of the 2010 World Cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
we
like
both
that.
going. Are you going with the penalties? Switzerland win.
Penalties, Switzerland win.
Okay, I'm going for penalties. England win. Okay. So the last game we're getting onto it now is Netherlands versus Turkey.
Right.
Turkey, biggest surprise. We all expected Austria to be here.
Yeah. Biggest surprise
yeah.
of the tournament for me is Turkey.
Yeah, and I think from the brink, I think we mentioned it earlier in the episode. They have not been great, but they've gotten through, and now they're in the quarters.
I remember
I think Netherlands.
Sorry.
Yeah,
to
no,
interrupt. I remember
go for
our
it.
biggest surprise for pre-tournament was going to be like Ukraine or something.
Matt said Ukraine. I said Hungary, and I can't remember what you said.
I said Croatia. Of course I
Croatia,
did.
and all three got grouped.
Yeah, all three got grouped.
That was, yeah. That's why.
That's tournament football
that's
for
why
you.
they pay us the big bucks.
That's why Soccermag has us here.
Yeah. So I think this is pretty straightforward. I think Netherlands, looking at how they played against Romania, they've gone up another level. They were a bit,
So-so.
a bit so-so.
Coming
even
third
though-
in their group.
Even though against France, I think they were the better side against France.
100%. They should have won that game.
Yeah.
Controversial VAR
Yeah.
decision.
I think,
Yeah.
and then they would have topped the group.
Yeah.
Which is actually probably in their favor that they haven't gone that way, because they would have, they'd probably still be on the same side.
Yeah.
I don't know how that stuff works with the third place teams. It's too confusing.
Don't care.
I
At
think
this moment,
Yeah.
it's quarterfinals, semis-finals.
I think
let's
Netherlands
go.
better team. I think Turkey, they have the capability to beat a team like Austria, even though
Yeah.
Austria looked really good. And I think Netherlands are just, besides the fact that they are all physical, monsters, they're all over 6 foot, and they're just a completely different threat.
The Van Dijk threat off a corner.
Just set piece.
anything,
I don't know if you remember Netherlands, Argentina in the World Cup, when they just put all of the
Yes.
big boys on, and it was the smallest guy I think was Koop Miners. He was the only guy who was below 6'3".
Yeah, because you had Weghorst in there.
You had Weghorst, Van Dijk, De Vrij, Gakpo,
Everyone. Even
all of the
even Dumfries is tall for a
Dumfries.
fullback.
He's 6 foot. He's 6 foot.
Okay,
Like
big
they're all
presence.
massive, and I
I
think
mean, just the
that's-
dreadlocks of Ake really frightens you.
I think worst comes to worst for Netherlands, they'll just do that again, and I don't think Turkey could cope with that. But I just think Netherlands are better than Turkey. I think simply Gakpo is playing well, Xavi Simons is playing well. I think the defense is looking solid.
Yeah.
Dumfries is playing well.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go 2-0 Netherlands. I think I'm just gonna keep it simple.
yeah. I think Turkey it'll be much similar to, not really similar to the Portugal game, because now Montella has his side that he really wants to put out. He's got all the youngsters there. He's got Yildiz, promising. Yildiz, Gula, Baris Alpa Yilmaz. Yuksek is suspended now, so Chalanolu will come back in because he was suspended. So they'll have quality. You know, Demiral's on fire after those 2 goals. Mert Gunok pulling off that unbelievable save in the last minute of normal time against Austria. Jeez, if you want to go watch that save again.
A great goalkeeping round.
I think that'll be save of the
goalkeepers
Euros.
did
if not a better save
pretty well
in the rest of the tournament, that'll be the save of the tournament. Yo. And I thought Austria were going to take it, honestly. Like, they had such their wing-back threat and their quality with Sabitzer, Baumgartner, Arnautovic.
Is it Grilic?
Grilic,
Say his name?
Gregoric. He came on. Gregoric and Grilic all came off the bench. It was a surprise. It was a shock. But Turkey, you know, they just sat back, played on the counter, really probed, and got their goals off set pieces. You know, a counter-attack doesn't quite materialize, goes out for corner, and you've got bodies up there, and you've got tall presences that can header the ball, that can just just disrupt. Like Mary Demiral was just disrupting. Their centre-backs were just disrupting. Their midfield was just disrupting players. Like a pull, a push in the penalty box and in. Bah. You know, bit of luck on your side at the end of the day with tournament football. So you make your own luck. But I think Netherlands, I can agree with you. I think it'll be like not similar to Romania game, because Turkey have more quality than Romania, 100%. I think they'll be more rigid in their defense. They'll be a bit less penetrable than Romania, and they'll be solid on the counter attack. They'll be able to kind of deal with Netherlands counter attack a bit more. It's still going to be devastating with Gakpo and Simons and throwing Marlon in there, Frimpong in there off the bench, Depay just disrupting, drawing defenders out of position. I'm gonna say 2-1.
Okay.
2-1, yeah.
So we're both on the same page.
Yeah.
So just to sum up, we are saying, you saying Spain, I'm saying Germany.
Yes.
We both agree on France.
Yeah. Both agree on Netherlands.
Both agree on Netherlands, then you say Switzerland, I say Portugal. England, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks so much for joining me. Guys, thanks for watching. We've just got a new Soccermag YouTube channel, so please like and subscribe. If you have any feedback on what we can improve on, please let us know. Also, please go check out Paolo's channel at PGB Football.
Thank you for having me, Dil. I really appreciate it. And go check out the channel. I'll be filtering some of the episode content through there as well. And just stay tuned. PGB Football.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
Sensational stuff.
Fantastic!